Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another weekly roundup of SFB 14, week 12 edition. I was not feeling very clever this morning, so clever show title. Just if you think of something good, put it in there in your head. Just picture something good. Because I rated, we're going to the big dance next week, so it was like, oh, this was the big dance. That's just I couldn't think of anything. But welcome everyone. How's it going? Did you make it into the playoffs? Did you keep it going? Are you still alive?
No,
I
didn't even make it.
It actually changed. When I first looked at it, I made the second round by 1.98 points.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it updated to 1.97. So I came inches closer to not making it.
Yeah. That'll happen. Sleeper also is delayed on stats sometimes. They do their league rolling over, updating, etc. later in the morning. MFL does theirs at like 10 p.m. So
yeah.
If I hit it a little too early, I got to wait on a few leagues to update. So
no, don't get me wrong, but I do love the early morning updates because I start working on these slides pretty early. So I love when I get there and just everything's updated already.
Yeah. I updated it after the game last night, and then I did 2 fresh updates in the morning. So yeah,
love it. Brain burst moving on to. Sadly, we lost Zach Reed, but I don't think Zach's crying into his beautiful Universal Studios food that he keeps sending us pictures of.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say something, but I won't say something.
Okay. We also got Gator J moving on to round 2. So congratulations to all you round 2ers.
Nice.
But before we move on too quickly to round 2, let's talk about round 1, where our highest scorer of the week was yet again Saquon Barkley, who just shows you what the dynasty community says about running backs. Just doesn't hold water at this point anymore. You're 25, you're too old. Saquon says, I don't think so. I'm like 36 and look what I can do.
That was his swan song.
Whatever, man.
That's it. That was the last points you get out of him.
Well, maybe the last points you get out of him. Well, Saquon Barkley rushed 26 times for 255 yards. That's a career high. Whew, that's a lot of, like, I'm tired reading the words 255 rushing yards. Like, I can't imagine what it's like to have rushed for 255 yards. But he also had 4 catches for 47 yards, 9 total first downs, 9 times, and 2 total touchdowns. Both of them are rushing. Nice. Who wants to win a Funko Pop? For the next 3 minutes, type JJ into the chat and you will be entered to win a Justin Jefferson Funko Pop.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know. Bob seemed very upset about that for some reason.
I just put one in my cart.
Well, too bad. Like, put your name and type JJ in the chat. Maybe you can.
You don't give me a chance.
I would never give you a chance.
Yeah. So this weekend I had a projected cut line of 376 going into the week. Using the same formula I used for the last 3 weeks of the season last year, that was like within 1 to 5 points every week. It was very dead on. So went into last week, I'm like, I'm going to put this formula in. And it said 376 is right about where the cut line is going to be. And after the weekend games, I'm like, this is trending towards like 356, 357. This is really low scoring. And it ended up being 351.5 was the cut line. And I realized that 2 things, one on the trending, one on the cut line. I realized that the last 3 weeks of the season, when I created this formula to kind of track where the cut line will be, for people, there weren't bye week teams. So that's going to cause like a 20, 25 point difference right there. People score less when there's 6 teams on bye. It's crazy.
That will happen. Yes.
So, and it also doesn't factor, which specific players play which games at during the week. So, it is what it is. So this week with all the teams on bye, or off bye, no teams on bye this week for Thanksgiving week. It should be a little closer, but I should really put something in there to adjust for that for the following week. But you're gonna have to do some scoring this week, Ross.
My team did not come to play. I need Brock Purdy to come back so Deebo Samuel can catch a couple more. I need Jaden Reed to remember what he did at the beginning of the season because he hasn't been doing it lately. Jonathan Taylor, man. Anthony Richardson, stop taking those touchdowns. Give them to JT. JT needs them.
You can't even trade him.
I know, right?
He's got no value.
Nothing making me draft running backs at all. All right, that is time on entering JJ into the chat. So let me share the wheel. Let's shuffle it and let's spin it. Find out who's going to win. Justin Jefferson. You might have had that timing. That timing might have worked.
It would have.
Scott Frankel.
Scott Frankel.
I feel like we probably have your address somewhere, but if you could DM me at Dynasty Outhouse or at FantasyCares.org, your address, I will
just mail it to Las Vegas.
I'm pretty sure it's
Scott
there
Frankel,
from
Las
live.
Vegas.
You mailed him. You mailed him for live.
Oh, if I mailed him live stuff, then I definitely have it. I figured. I thought that's
it's in the book.
Congrats, Scott. That's awesome.
What did you just win? Jefferson.
He won a Marco, apparently.
And send it to Scott Fish.
Send it to Scott. Yes. Send it to Scott.
I will send it to Scott.
Yes. His address is Scott Fish, Minnesota. Just type that in.
Fantasy Cares.
Someone will find me.
All right, let's move on. Top performers by position. I fixed. You're clapping that I fixed the other two circles.
It was easy, right?
Yeah, I was just copied and pasted it. Yeah. Jaden Daniels, finally, top quarterback, making a little bit of a comeback. Had a few slow weeks, but threw for some touchdowns, ran for a touchdown. 25 of 38 for 275 yards, 7 rushes for 74 yards, 4 of which were first downs. 2 total touchdowns, giving you 36.15 fantasy points. And then Trey McBride, I don't know why I love that. Just like, it's like a very half Heisman, half first down point kind of thing. I don't know why I liked that picture so much. Oh yeah, maybe. And it's just like there's words there. I want to see. I like reading tattoos because I'm weird like that. But he caught 12 of his 15 passes for 133 yards. He didn't need no touchdowns to get the high score because he had 8 first downs and 43.3 fantasy points on the day. Jordan Addison was the number 1 wide receiver. Speaking of giving away a Justin Jefferson Funko, Justin Jefferson felt like letting Jordan Addison have a day. 9 targets, 8 receptions for 162 yards, 1 touchdown. 6 of those 9 catches were for first downs for 32.7 total fantasy points. Josh Jacobs was the running back, well, 2 technically. 26 rushes for 106 yards, and he didn't need no receptions to do it either because he had 8 first downs and 3 touchdowns to give you 37.6 fantasy points. It was a very heavy production day out of players we haven't seen up here a lot, which is really cool. But players we have seen up here, Kevontae Turpin, the number 1 kick returner of the week, 179 kickoff return yards, -2 punt return yards. Do you believe that? What garbage. Garbage, I tell you. 1 total. We were talking, because we were talking about returners on the Fantasy Cares Discord right in time for Turpin to bring that back and I don't know did you guys see the return for a touchdown? He botched it. It was a bouncing kick. He goes to catch it. He misses it. So he had to run backwards.
I was trying to rename something and I clicked the wrong button. Sorry.
Cool. Has to run backwards to get it and then does a spin move when there's no one within 5 yards of him and it still faked out 3 people. and then there was just no one to touch him. But like seriously, that spin move looked fake. It looked like someone pressed the button on a controller. It was awesome. I loved it. So yeah, 47.7 fantasy. And yes, technically KaVontae Turpin was the wide receiver 1, but since he only had 1 catch for 8 yards, he didn't really count.
I think he is wide receiver 1 on the year for SFB. Someone said this week.
Maybe I don't check that. I go right it because I'm so afraid of messing up that as soon as I hit the player stats button, I filter it just for the like start at week 12, end at week 12. I'm not risking anything with any information there that I don't need. And then here we go. He's number 1 on the year, tied with Chase. Chase was the number 2 wide receiver, actually. After
without playing
Jordan Addison.
Oh, you mean for the season.
For the season, yeah. So
Jordan
Will
Addison.
Lutz was the kicker of the week. Only two, like most of the kickers recently have been getting in on extra points, but not Will Lutz. Only 2 extra points, but 5 field goals, 223 total yards. There were 230s, a 40, 240s, and a 50, something like that. Like, 28.9 fantasy points. The top 15 scorers. We talked about Saquon. We talked about Turpin, McBride, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Daniels, Jonnu Smith, our tight end too, having a heck of a second half of a season, 35.95 fantasy points. There's Jordan Addison. Patrick Mahomes finally getting his name on some lists. Cortland Sutton, speaking of the Broncos and their kickers, kicking some extra points. Jahmyr Gibbs, 31.65 fantasy. Jalen Waddle and Tua. It is so nice to see their names up here. It is so nice to see 3 Miami Dolphins. And speaking of DJ Moore, how's it going? It's been a while since we've seen your name. And then Will Lutz, and then Bucky Irvin wrapping up the top 15 with 28.6 fantasy points. Let's talk about the top 10 scorers in week 12. This is just this week. We've abandoned all of SFB, and we're just looking at the top 10 scores of this week. RotoWire's Nick Whalen come for the Billy Costigan.
Boston Live. Sorry.
I mean, are you done coughing? Because I'm about to say that Billy Costigan is the Boston Live division.
Sorry, I just want to make sure you knew.
I absolutely knew.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I absolutely knew that. Don't you? How dare you besmirch my good name live on YouTube?
You were gonna skip over it.
I would never do that to Boston Live.
You guys.
Oh,
Dad's mad that we're fighting.
Can't believe it.
Then comes Jack Lynch from the Dr. Evil division, just 0.06 points back. Evil. Harris Football's Christopher Harris from the Red division, 195.83, a little bit of a drop off. I'm putting this together. I'm like, Red, what's Red? Oh, Shawshank Redemption. I was offended. I was upset with myself for the 3 seconds it took me to figure that out. Scott
Christopher Harris with the Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley stack. Those 2 this week are gonna.
That'll do it.
Propel you, yeah.
Scott Hevel from Paul Blake with 195 as well. Jake Grossman from Slimer, yay! Ghostbusters 199.71. Coach Approach podcast on yards per. Bobby Brucey, I almost said. Bobby Bruce from the Mr. Chow division. I'm assuming a Las Vegas Live, because I'd like to point out when people drafted at live drafts, because everyone should go to a live draft if they can. Grace Golden from the L Woods division was the top 10 scorer during the season for a while as well. So good to see Grace is going strong still. Dynasty Dashboards, Daniel Silvershine from Jack Torrance, Denver Live, I believe. Because again, I like to point out when people are drafting at live drafts. RotoWare's Kenneth Cashman, thanks for all the shirts, man. From Lone Star and Barf, yes, Spaceballs represent 213.16. And then Earl Collier from Black Panther. So congratulations, all you top 10 scorers. Playoffs, we're still talking playoffs. Congratulations to Fantasy Football Advice Network's Tyler Bradley and Kylie Redmond. You both hit the deadline, the threshold. They both made it to round 2 with 0.0 to spare.
Yeah. It's the first
Whew.
time I've had to let someone extra into the next round just because they both tied at the last cut line spot.
Yeah, technically there is 1501. Yeah, I know. I put the averages in. I was hoping no one would call me out on it. Thanks, Jim. So that was the top scores, including their averages. I brought the wrong numbers over. And I am so sorry, David Ogden. I know David too. 0.01.
You want to hear something even worse for him?
What's that?
So I double checked it just to make sure. I redid the thing, rechecked the averages. Because his average on the season was 180.081, he really missed. If his season average was 0.0032 higher, he would have made it in. We're not even talking 0.01. It's just 0.0032. What, like one extra point during the season probably would have done it or whatever.
I hope Dave's not watching because that's rough.
Yeah, let's see what that is. 0.0032 times 11. Yeah, he would have needed another 0.04. 0.04 is passing yards. So he needed one more passing yard from his quarterback in any of the 11 weeks.
That's rough, buddy.
And he would have been in. What's
really funny is this is like the third time I'm bringing up Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's the GIF I sent when I unfortunately was the person who broke the news to Dave, and I threw the Zuko's "That's Rough, Buddy" GIF on it. Ugh, that is so rough.
Yeah, one passing yard in any of the 11 weeks would have got him in. Wow. Ouch. That's tough. Sorry.
All right, but let's move on to some good stuff. The one and done brought to you by Trophy Tiers. Our top scorer of the week was Bill Weber. New name. Love to see it. Bringing in Bo Nix, Jahmyr Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Trey McBride, who was our number one tight end, and Kaimi Fairbairn, even though missing that last field goal. What a game that was. Like, there was a lot of really weird games this week. Or really good games, depending how you want to think about it. Like Carolina, like pushing KC to the end. Like, that was exciting. But Kaimi Fairbairn missing that kick. Though technically, it was fine because I still made it by 1.97. If I had missed it by 1.97 and Fairbairn missed that kick, I'd have had a vendetta, a lifelong vendetta on our hands. But here is our leaderboard, and I'm so happy to show this to the world because I haven't seen his name yet today. Brian Atkins up at number 1 on the Fantasy Cares One and Done. And don't forget, the winner of this will get a trophy from Trophy Tiers. And we are going to get a trophy that we are going to be stacking the tiers on, Stanley Cup-esque style, as the years go on. Because my favorite joke, unlike this title, this is not a one and done campaign. We're going to come back. Brian's here. Hey, Brian, congratulations. I want to clap louder. It would just sound really obnoxious if I was like really like loud on clapping into a microphone. So congratulations, Brian. Rob Schnabel, who was hanging on to the first spot for a while. Let's see. Do we have anyone else? Ryan Voltz pushing it up to like number 7-ish. I'm far too lazy to count all of that. Tom Mahan, another name we talk about a lot when it comes to the high scores. Oliver G. I think I remember typing that name into the wheel for the Funko Pop, so I think he's here as well. Brad Duff, I see Brad's name in here. Brad's in there as well. Buy and Sell You here also. So congratulations, because again, that literally just means hanging out with us means you do well in the one and done. Like that's what I'm seeing. That's direct correlation, and that's really it.
I think that's how it works.
Survivor 2 challenge update. We are down to 3 people. It is Hep, it is Jeremy Harder, and it is Rich Bomer. It is 3 people that we know. Drift Edge and C26 Williams. It's a pity to see you go. Yeah. Mustang Sal, we wash our hands of you. And Alexa, Chris, you picked the Texans and they lost. I couldn't think of a pun for Houston or Texans. I'm sorry. It's a little tough on that one. But that's still three people that might win their plaque. That's the word. I can never remember the word plaque. Their plaque from Dynasty Decks, who is sponsoring our Survivor Challenge. The Dynasty Deck plaque will show your path of victory to being the survivor of survivors. And if all three of you make it through the rest of the season, all three of you will be getting a deck from Dynasty Decks. I'm just going to say that because that is so much easier. Oh, Scott, where were you this morning? Oh, Houston, they had a problem. All right.
Yeah, that's
I'll work. I'll promise to do better from now on. I will have that second cup of coffee before I give up like I did on this time. That is I will be better for all of you. I'm sorry. That is on me. That is absolutely on me.
I
Who
believe.
wants to win a signed jersey? Type the word. We have it is 3:22 until 3:25. Type the word jersey into the chat and you will be entered to win a signed jersey. Hey, maybe it'll be a Peyton Hendershot jersey. You guys doing stuff without me.
Hey, that was a good one.
Oh, Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey,
Is there a Black Friday deal for SFB merch?
There is.
if they watched yesterday, they might know that already.
Yeah, if they watched,
It's not.
Russ didn't show up for.
It has not been released yet, but those that have watched the show know there will be one.
Why don't you tell them about the Sticker of the Month Club and the Advent calendar?
We'll talk a little bit about the Sticker of the Month Club. Do we have it? Yes, we do. Sticker of the Month. What is it? 5, 7?
$5 for one, $7.50 for two.
All right. And 10 for all three. And internationally, you can get all three every 2 months, $20.
Yep.
Wow. I've watched the show before.
I love when Bob does the talking.
He
Bob
tries his
doesn't
best, and that's the important part.
Well, that was the wrong one.
That was awesome, though.
Well, no, if you saw the end of it, then words overlapped. There was a different one.
Hey, that's absolutely fine.
I'm deleting that one.
Yeah.
I made this one just for Russ. And, so we got 25 jerseys in 25 days.
Yes.
Russ is going live every day for 25 days.
I will go live on some of them that I feel like going live on. That's a commitment. That's a commitment for me to the
I'll be there as long as I can be there.
I will be there at the ones I feel like going and being on. All right. That was good too. Should I talk about Smash Up Sports now or do that later?
Yes, we do. We should talk about them. Yeah,
so Smash Up Sports, tackle cancer before the snap. We're teaming up with Smash Up Sports and V Foundation. This week, go to smashupsports.com, go on the NFL Weekly, and put in a lineup. It's free to play. Just create an account if you don't have one, or just if you do have one, go to the weekly one and play in our special tackle cancer before the snap contest. Now, if you play on any game on Smash Up, we're going to get $1 this week. But the one that's specifically for us is this tackle cancer before the snap. But play any contest, you get $1. Refer people, we get $1. Like any amount of it, we get $1. You can be a new user or existing user, doesn't matter. Hoping to get a bunch of money. It's just something you can do for free. Put in one lineup for free for the heck of it, and Fantasy Cares gets $1. So it's a fun thing you can do. I should show my screen of what it's like. I think I did that yesterday. Did I show that yesterday?
You did.
Yeah. Yep.
I did. Yeah. It's a basic, simple DFS lineup, super easy to pick. Just stay within a budget, and then you can put down like 5 like power up smash cards, kind of that boost or whatever, boost your player. It's pretty fun. I've done it the last 2 weeks. I came in 4th last week, had a good week because it didn't hurt that I had Barkley and I put a boost card on Barkley, a smash up card on Barkley. So that helped. But came in 4th last week, not so good the week before, but it was fun. You should do it. smashupsports.com. Russ, I believe, is getting a text now.
So many of them.
Yeah. I think that's everything, right? That's all we can talk about.
All right, and it's been time, so let's first get that off the board, just so no one thinks we're still taking names. Sorry, Angie. See, that's why I tried to get it off. I should have gotten it off the screen earlier. We're already past the deadline. Oh, by the way, hold on. Someone asked. Whoop. All the conversations after last night's game is T. Higgins needs to be the top free agent target for the Chargers. So which jersey colors would you choose for Higgins on my wall? Everyone said it right away. That is powder blue, without a question. The powder blue jersey. I would pay. Normally, I would wait a couple of months, whatever. Like I still haven't even bought a Ridley Jaguars jersey yet, like because I'm waiting for it to be like dirt cheap. I will pay money for a powder blue T. Higgins jersey. So, all right, hold on. Well, we have a wheel to spin as I'm sitting here fantasizing about a powder blue T. Higgins jersey.
I mean, you could just make one.
It's not it won't have a signature on it.
So T. Higgins has exactly 0 track record of doing anything good in a blue jersey, though. Does that concern you, Russ?
None whatsoever. It'll be
college. He was a Clemson Tiger in college. He was
orange all the time.
He's a Bengal. Like can he transition from orange to blue and still get it done? That's the question.
Well, there's 2 teams that have orange that come to mind right now. Death Before the Browns and the Creamsicles.
Okay.
But
I just looked up his high school, and he wore red in high school, red and white. So
red and white when you put them together. Oh, red and yellow makes orange, not red and white.
He's done well in the red and the orange jerseys.
All right,
I'm really concerned about a blue jersey. I'm not sure he'll still perform. It has no factor.
This is killing me. The Patriots are favorite to land T. Higgins at the sports books. Please no. But I would give him if he goes to the Commanders, that's red, like his high school.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that, except he can't be number 5 because Jaden Daniels is number 5. And yes, this is my real hope. There was a lot of players remember AJ Brown used to have soft tissue injuries every other week. He moves teams, changes color jerseys. Hasn't had one since. That powder blue might be a little lighter on his hammies, so maybe it'll stop those injuries. Someone's home. That's scary. All right, so let's find out who's going to win this jersey. Let's shuffle it up one more time and hit the spin. The Pats have a red jersey. Knock it off, Bill. Jim, is it going to stay on? It's staying on Jim. Jim Cox.
Jim.
I have 4 boxes sitting behind me. Pick a number 1 through 4, Jim, and we will open that box for you. Jim Cox, Jim Cox, Jim Cox. I didn't mean to stop sharing, so I'm saying his name so he knows he won. I'm very, very, very excited about number 3, about the advent calendar. That was like
my gosh. Yes.
As we get closer, I'm remembering what it was like to go live every single day and do that every single day, and it was just so much fun.
Yes. We've had a couple more people jump into the advent calendar today. At least 3 or 4 in the last hour.
Yes, and a whole bunch this morning. I'm so excited. But here, give me a drum roll. Let's go.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. I mean, I wasn't ready.
How many bucks do you have?
Please tell me that's another Peyton Hendershot jersey. Please tell me that's another Peyton Hendershot. Please tell me that's another Peyton Hendershot.
Where's yours, Scott?
I saw that come up yesterday, and I'm like, I know that's in one of the boxes next to me. I know it is.
Oh.
Congratulations, Jim. You are the winner of a Peyton Hendershot jersey. That's not a Peyton Hendershot jersey. I mean, that's very nice.
It's a thank you card from Toys for Tots. Thank you to the people in the chat for helping us be a year-round force for good. And really the people in the chat being a year-round force for good. Hendershot. Wow.
Hendershot fired.
That's incredible.
Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us on what day is it? It's Tuesday, right? On a Tuesday afternoon with our SFB wrap up. Only a few more weeks to go before we crown a champion. I don't think it's gonna be me, guys. I don't think it's gonna be me.
The champion?
Yeah.
I mean, you're within a point or two of the cut line for this upcoming week, right? So far?
I made it to round 2. That's all I can say. I made it to round 2. My team, we're gonna have a huddle. I'll take them out to breakfast.
Okay.
Not game day because I don't want to stuff them up. Maybe like tomorrow morning, I'll take them all out for breakfast. Show them that I'm a nice guy. They can perform, and my happiness could equal their happiness.
I like that we get like 3 games on Thursday and then we get 1 on Friday, and like I feel like after those 4 games we're gonna have a good sense of where the cut line might be for Sunday and Monday. So that'll be fun for people.
Or more stressful.
Yeah, that could be it too.
There's less Sunday to play, so there's less points for you to move up if you have a rough Thursday.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. That's probably true.
Well, leave it to me to just bring it down. Scott was up here.
Glass is half empty.
Bringing it down here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Have a wonderful time to all you Americanos out there. All you other people, have a nice Thursday while we are having a happy Thanksgiving. I am personally thankful for all of you out there, these 2 guys and everyone else in the chat and anyone watching this afterwards. And if you magically just hear these words, thank you very much for being you, for being awesome. Mm-hmm. And even just in thought being part of Fantasy Cares and all of the stuff we do. But on that note, bye everybody, and we'll see you next time.